Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian Guys, bringing my guide for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 on Master Ninja difficulty. Today we are doing Chapter 4, which is, I forgot the name of. I didn't have time to see that. Actually, you know what? You're gonna hear some clicks. I can check real fast. Captive Goddess, I think it's called? Yeah, well anyway, so, for starters, you're gonna be fighting some bats at the very beginning. I recommend using your bow just to knock them out. That way you don't have to deal with them, because like once they start swarming you, they're kind of like ghost fish, except they don't actually stun you, but they're just relatively annoying. So there's that. We can only upgrade weapons to level 2 right now. We can't go any farther, at least until, you know, chapter 10. So I'd say just go for like the flail or the talons, whatever you prefer. If you haven't upgraded the lunar by now, I recommend doing that too. That way you at least get the extra damage when you're fighting with boss fights and stuff. Very specific boss fights. Mostly just Genshin and the Arachnid bosses, whenever we deal with them. So, I do want to say, real quick, well, first I'll deal with these guys. They're not too troublesome. Just do what you normally do to regular white spiders. Not a big deal. Anyway, so I do want to say, real fast, that I actually did today finish the entirety of this game. So, Master Ninja mode is finished. So, be expecting that soonish, I guess, possibly. I should be uploading the first episode today. It should be uploaded by now. But anyway, so yeah, once you land down here, you're going to fight two of these guys. I recommend going for at least a jump shot, so that way you can jump and shoot at the same time, so you can potentially get a delimb. That way you can, you know, go in for the kill faster. Because like once they're delimbed, they can't shoot their bows anymore. So that makes things a lot better for us. Right in this chest right here is actually a oh wow, no, it's... Okay, yeah, so it's a Piercing Void. I was going to say it's a Nimpo drop for, like, actual, like, red essence. But it turned out to just be regular Nimpo. So, actually, there is a chest in this room that gives you Nimpo back. It gives you red essence. So, if you want to try out your new Nimpo, you can. And no, wait, it's not Piercing Void. It's, the Firestorm. It's the birds that protect you, which, actually, I don't use a lot in this game. Probably because of the fact that, like, there's no ghost fish spawns that really need it. Like, because, like, in the first game, that's what most of it was about. Like, I only ever really used it against, you know, the ghost fish, because they eventually just respawn, and I just take them out that way. Back in that place, that reminds me of that level from Serious, or, no, the Duke Nukem level from World Tour, like, the newest episode that they got, like, all those years ago, where you go to Egypt and then you see Sam's body there. It reminds me of that level. Which, I mean, I guess if anything, that level reminds me of A, Serious Sam, and B, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1. Well, I played Sigma, not the original one. Like I said, I'm pathetic, so maybe one day I'll get my chance to play it. But for right now, I'll stick with the Sigmas. Which is funny because, like, no matter how much, you know, I play these games, I'll never get that same feeling that I'm sure that those games give in terms of difficulty. And that's the problem with my brain, is I always want something harder. I always want to go for that extra step. And I have issues, apparently. So, it's just like today, like, I feel extremely overwhelmed with just getting this game done, and I don't feel really that accomplished, you know. And I mean, the overwhelmingness actually just mostly comes from just, you know, what am I going to do next? And, you know, trying to fight this addiction of playing these games on hard mode and just uploading videos. Because, like, the worst part about doing this stuff, these guide stuff, is actually not really the editing necessarily, or even playing the game. It's just mostly just the uploading and just how annoying and tedious and slightly time-consuming and unfun it is. But, like, editing can be okay, because I can just kind of, like, fast-forward through most of these steps. Not too bad. Anyway, regular fiends, the big fiends. Nothing too special about them. These are the, like, much more, like, darker, blacker variants of them. They tend to be a lot more on the tankier side of the purple designed ones. Like, the more light purple ones. But just do what you do normally. There's, like, I think, like, 4 different colors of those guys. There's, like, the yellow flying ones, and then there's, like, the super gold one that, like a super rare or some shit, I don't know. Anyway, so, when you run up those stairs, you're gonna trigger the enemy, what do they call it again? Ah, damn it, I should know this crap. You'd think I would by now, but I don't remember the name of it. Basically, it's that line of, like, whenever you cross a certain position in a game, and then enemies or whatever thing will spawn, a event will trigger. Not really an event, but, like, just something along those lines. I'm using RPG Maker terms here. I can't remember. Anyway, so you'll trigger them. Just go back on the stairs. If you get overwhelmed, just go back downstairs and fight them off that way. Go for the mages first, as usual, because they are the worst. And also focus on the black spider ninjas, so that, because, like, again, they're relatively tanky, but if you can, you know, make your way over to the mages and flying swallow and just completely destroy them. So there's an explosive barrel right there, but it didn't really have any use for me. I mean, I kind of thought it was gonna drop S, that's why I shot it. But there is like that guy right there. You could, you know, most likely shoot the barrel at first and then kill him, but I didn't because I'm dumb. So right here, I actually got stumped when I came back. I was like, what the fuck? How are you supposed to continue on? I forgot. And yeah, I totally forgot you're supposed to shoot the explosive barrels on the fence. So this is, you know, grade A, keen, you know, thought design, I guess. Like, it took me that long to figure it out. I actually had to, like, you know, hold R1 to figure out where to go. So, yeah. I am very dumb. I'm not very bright, as you can no doubt tell. But do be warned, save your game after you fight that horde, but do be warned that once you come up here, you're gonna have to fight dogs. So instantly, once, you know, they start spawning in, just go for that red UT and kill as many as you possibly can. By now, you should have, like, maybe potentially a level 2 dragon sword, or at least a level 2 main weapon, so you can at least do some damage. And if they start overwhelming you, just run the hell away. And like a complete moron, I ran right into where the enemies spawn. I knew they were going to spawn, and for some reason I was like, who cares? If they come my way, I'll kick their ass. Like, I was too overconfident with that. I still, you know, won the battle at the end of the day, but I was way too over in my head. And this just goes to show that I'm very dumb, and I like to go for things that just, yeah. Somehow, I guess I killed all the dogs and didn't really realize that I actually did kill all the dogs. So there's that. That's finished. If they do get overwhelming, just, you know, just head back. That's the best piece of advice I can find for anybody, or I can tell anybody about. It's just, when things get overwhelming, just run back. And I know there's, like, somewhere else I read online, I don't remember where it was just probably some forum, probably GameFAQs or something, where somebody mentioned in the comments that when it comes to this, it might have been on YouTube actually, when it comes to this game, like, Master Ninja Mode taught them about, you know, running back and finding places that they didn't expect to, you know, fight the enemies at, because that's kind of like a big key trick with this game, is learning different areas you could go to deal with these enemy hordes. Because, I mean, skill is one thing, but at the same time, like, knowledge is huge in this game. And knowing the cheese, or knowing the strats, or whatever you're using to your advantage, will make your life way much easier. So, right there, I mean, I got really lucky with him actually going past that little fence thing there and getting stuck. And that's the thing I talked about earlier in, like, I think chapter 2 or whatever it was, where essentially having an enemy follow you and them getting stuck or trapped on a corner, or just any object for that matter, is very helpful, because at least then it cuts them off and gives you plenty of time to charge up a UT, which is something you're going to be doing a lot of in this game. So I had to edit this out right here because I ended up actually dying a couple of, well, I think it was like once. I died like once. It was either once or twice. I died like, yeah, not too much. So, but good thing I died, because if I didn't, I would have actually forgotten about this back here. You get a talisman back here. Yeah, it's that crazy. So when it comes to talismans, the only time I ever recommend that you either A, buy one, or B, you know, keep one on hand, is for boss fights that you absolutely struggle with. If you're struggling with a particular boss, especially like the actual main fiends themselves, so like, you know, Wolf, Elizabeth, I think it's like Asmodeus, the lightning guy. I can't remember his name. We'll just call him. Oh, I had a good name for him too earlier. I forgot what it was. Anyway, so disregarding that, come down here so you can avoid the gargoyles. I'll call them that, because I don't know exactly what they're called. But I'll call those flying fiends gargoyles, if that makes any sense. So come down here and take out the purple fiends, And strangely enough, you can shoot through that, I guess. So yeah, that's a good sign that this game is, well, I mean, it's polished enough. It's just, it has points where things just don't work. And it's funny because I'm curious, okay? I'm the type of guy that when I play these types of games, I want to know as much as I can to an extent that gets me a win. After I win, I don't give a shit anymore what happens. I just want to win, you know, and I want to figure out how exactly I can go about doing it. It doesn't matter if it's the best way or not. I want to know, damn it. So that's why you'll typically see me just, like, you know, shoot random things to find out if I can shoot through it or not. That happens quite often because I'm just that type of guy. Like I said, I'm very curious about stuff. And funny enough, in real life, I actually, for the most part, do have, you know, social anxiety things. I mean, like most do. I'm relatively introverted, so, you know, I'm not the best at talking to people. And I have a problem with, like, getting scared of going to, like, certain places. Or just even, like, going places I've never been before, because I'm always kind of worried, you know, about, like, how am I gonna tackle it? But then, all of a sudden, my brain is like, yeah, you know, I may be scared of, like, what's gonna happen. Like, maybe I'm gonna look like a fool because I've done that before a couple times. But at the same time, I'm just curious, you know? Like, I've got to know. I've got to see what's in there. I don't remember what it was, but it happened, like, not that long ago where I kept just saying, like, oh, I don't want to go there because, like, I've never eaten there before and that'd be kind of scary. And then all of a sudden, the curiosity got the best of me and I went anyway. And maybe that's just because I'm getting older. I have no idea. But regardless, we're doing a guide right now, so I should probably go back and talk about that. But yeah, enough life stories. So back to this. You're on this bridge here. Just typical fiend fights. Nothing special. Run away, UT, that kind of crap. And then, of course, you know, B-Limb and all that fun stuff. So eventually, we're going to be fighting the first boss of this area. I think we fight 2 in this chapter, if I'm not mistaken. So, I say almost locked, don't I? It's not weird. But yeah, so you fight a giant boss. I can't remember his name. I'm just going to call him El Gigante because I can't remember his damn name for the life of me. And whenever I see, like, a giant troll boss, I always think of El Gigante from Resident Evil 4. So, that's a good game, by the way. For those that haven't actually ever played Resident Evil 4 and you're looking for anybody to recommend it to you, then, yeah. I'm holding up my hands, but you can't see it. But yeah, I totally recommend it. It is worth it. It's a very funny... It's kind of long, too. It's strange, because, like, most Resident Evil games are relatively short, but that one's a little on the longer side of things, especially for a first playthrough. But I absolutely highly recommend it. I recommend 4. I recommend 2, especially the remake. I recommend... if you're going to play 5, play with a friend. You know what? Okay, so real quick, nothing's really going on besides just gargoyle stuff. Not that big a deal. So, I'm not a big fan of Resident Evil 1. I like Resident Evil 2, the classic one. I don't like 3, either way. I don't like the remake, I don't like the original one. By that I mean Nemesis. I've never played Code Veronica. I like 0, I think it's fun. I've never played, like, any of the mains, not too many of the spin-off stuff. I barely played Raccoon City. 4 is great, 5 is okay with a friend, 6 I don't like at all. I mean, Leon is fine, but that's about it for me. Just, I don't like the Chris one. I thought it sucked. And then 7 is awesome, and 8 is awesome. So, that's my main input. Anyway, so this fight right here. Stand right underneath his legs, and whenever he goes for that stomp attack, make sure you're holding block, and then as soon as he stomps the ground, either you'll hear a clunk in your sword, you know, when you basically deflect the attack or you block it. And then after that, you just, you know, dash away. So, that's the main thing. He has, like, a few different attacks that are very specific. You can pretty much, for the most part, telegraph what the hell he's going to do next. He has this roar attack, and when he does that, just go underneath his head as far back. Like, just go underneath his crotch area, so that way at least you can avoid at least most of the incoming damage. He has a, as you see, you know, he's slamming the ground from the front, but it's that left leg we're trying to get up. I'm trying to make sure that he's doing that every single time. So whenever you do enough damage to him, he's going to fall over just a little bit, and you can pretty much just, like, attack his head for extra damage. I don't recommend going for it because of that. And that roar right there does at least a good chunk of your health. It won't instantly kill you, but it's just enough to really wipe you out. Don't even go for the hands, just go for the feet. Especially the right leg. Just attack the right leg, or left, doesn't really matter. still, there you go. That's the boss. Easy. Like, it's so fucking easy that I actually beat it with no damage, I'm pretty sure. So, if that doesn't tell you how pathetic it is, I don't know what does. You gotta fight him again, of course, and he's just as easy as he was last time. Okay, you know what? To be fair, he's not easy. He took a bit to learn. He did take a bit to learn, I'll give it that. But after you learn him, it's the same boss pattern over and over again. So he's probably, in my opinion, the easiest boss that you could potentially deal with. Now, all because I find him easy doesn't mean everybody will. So I know. I'm just doing a little bit of trolling, you know. I'm just doing a little bit of trolling. But yeah, the gargoyles here, they're relatively annoying. And the worst part about this game is the fact that when you go to lock on, you lock on to basically whoever's typically near you, which sucks. Because I'm trying to actually shoot the guys in the air. And you're just trying your hardest to, you know, to break that lock. If you can kill the gargoyles with the bow, great, that's fine. However, if you're like me and you're unfortunate and you get your lock-on stuck on somebody else, then just don't even bother with them. Because they seem to just suicide bomb anyway, and they don't do enough damage regardless to the point where it matters. So yeah, inside here, you're going to find the Endless Fang. That's your next weapon. It's like the what do you call it? Diabolo horn? I forget what it's called. But also, there seems to be a shelf of like explosive kunais. And for the life of me, I can't figure out if that's the actual explosive kunais you're supposed to collect. I've never collected explosive kunais in Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, but I think that might just be a Ninja Gaiden 2 thing. They might have taken it out of this. I have no idea. This game makes no sense. So, coming over here, hide behind this corner, so that we can avoid at least a shot. I mean, I still got shot anyway, but that just happens. Either come behind this corner and shoot them, or just run up and just kill them. That's the best advice I give there. The reason why I say, you know, even shoot them to begin with, and, you know, not just go for aggressive behavior, is because at least then you have an option. Because when you have a corner that you can stand behind, that's a guaranteed option of just good defense. If you have the good defense to fight off archers, then go for it. If you don't, then just be aggressive. Because if there's nowhere to hide, you know, for a good spot that you're just going to get hit at anyway, then don't even bother. And you'll see that later in a later chapter when we're doing that one where we're walking on the water. I told you about this earlier, where you had to fight like 10 of those archers. And more spawn, by the way. Yeah, a lot more spawn. Oh yeah, for this, of course, obviously just standing here, use Endless Fang, and just, you know, charge UT and slam. Just keep leading these guys back into this little corner here. Pretty much just lead them back into your van, give them candy. Except the candy that you're giving them is essentially just death. So, give them that. You know, give them the old 1-2. And there you go. And of course, you know, you're gonna have this asshole out here that's just constantly, you know, in my way. He's got a good shot on him too, which is what pisses me off. He's got a good little hiding spot. You see that? Look at that. That's the lock-on working. And you can tell I'm locked on too, just by looking at the actual cursor itself. When that cursor glows with that, like that wind symbol looking thing on it, that's a guaranteed, you know, thing that, yeah, I'm basically locked on to something completely else. The game is weird like that. I don't know if it's just the remastered version of this game or what, but that's just how it is. Oh yeah, I probably did forget. No, I'm pretty sure I forgot to say this, but I am actually playing the Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. I'm playing this on Master Collection, which is the remastered version of these games. And it's my preferred version of these games, because I like playing on my PS4 when it works. I want a PS5 pretty bad, so that way I can start playing my PS4 games on there. So I can have either A, better loading times, or just B, just better looking games. Well, I mean, I don't really care about graphics that much. I could have played this on PS3 and still not given a shit. But, yeah, graphics aren't that great, but, you know, just appreciate the idea that it would have looked better. What is it? That's all. Yeah, graphics don't really mean much. The only reason I'm playing this on PS4 is because I just like the PS4 controller better than the PS3. That's just my own peripheral, personally. Well, I mean, you know what's funny? Like, you could just hook up your PS4 controller to a PS3 console and still play it. But, yeah, I'm playing the Master Collection. But who cares? Who gives a shit? I'm playing the Master Collection, that's it. That's final. I might as well play the remastered version of the game. Sometimes I don't. Depends. Sometimes a remaster is good, and sometimes they're not. Like the Spyro remasters, for example, are not my favorite remasters of Spyro at all. Well, there's a million ones, but except for like maybe some fan ones. Also, this right here, this is something I never do. This is the first time I tried this. This was just a little fun experiment, because I like to do a little trolling. And essentially, you just come down here and you kind of fuck with them. You pretty much just run it back down these stairs, and these guys just start getting clogged up on the stairs, and they can't really do anything about it, which is great. Not that I can really hit them either, but still. If you're doing this strategy, I recommend using the Endless Fang instead of what I'm doing, like a complete... Oh, there I go. So yeah, look, I took my own advice. That's great. I recommend using the Endless Fang so at least you can get some AoE damage going, because this thing is great. And plus, I think if you're charging UT on the stairs, you'll start falling down. But if you're using Dragon Sword, you won't. It's very weird. Try it out with the Lunar Staff, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That's the only one I've found so far that can do that. So, there's that. Yeah, great. Yeah. Also, did this game ever... Did it come from PC as well? I don't know. Or even Xbox, for that matter? Because I'm talking about, like, the Master Collection. Because, like, Sigma was... the PlayStation exclusive version, while, Xbox had the cooler, harder version of the game. Okay, I keep saying cooler. That's being mean. No, Sigma's fine. But yeah, they had the harder version of the game. They had the original ones. So, I don't know if PC ever got this or not. I'm not sure. I could have gotten on PC, but I'm too much of a trophy whore, and I'm too much of a PlayStation fanboy to really do that. But typically on PC, I like to get games that either I already have or usually just PC exclusive. It's the same thing with Switch. Like, I'll never buy a game that's, like, third party, because I'll probably end up buying it on something else. So, if it's only on Switch, I'll just buy it on Switch, because, well, that's just how it is. But if I do have the game already on a different console, and I just, for some reason, really like the game enough, and I just want to get on Switch, then so be it. Like, kind of like with the Bioshock Collection, where I do actually want to get the Bioshock Collection on Switch, just to say I have it. Same thing with, oh yeah, I tried seeing that work, but there's nothing there. Same thing with Xbox. I actually like to get the original Xbox versions of Bioshock, just to say I have them. Because I have the PC one, I have the PC Remastered one, also Lives of 1,000 Gods coming up right here. So, yeah, I have, let's see, the original PC one, which only goes up to hard mode and not actual survivor mode, which is crazy to think about. I have the remastered version of it. I have the original PS3 version of it. I have the Bioshock Infinite digital copy of it. The digital copy that came with Bioshock Infinite, I mean. And I have the PS4 remastered of it. The entire, collection. So, there's that. Yeah, I have the PC games on Steam, so I don't actually have the original PC disc of Bioshock, but I think that'd be kind of cool if I did actually have that. The only actual, like, PC disc game I have is, Painkiller. So, Painkiller Black, I think it was. The original Painkiller, right? I think so. I don't know. My uncle actually bought that for me at Barnes & Noble's, of all things. I was kind of surprised they even had games. But yeah, that was back then when I would talk to my uncle about, like, games and shit, and, like, game ideas and stuff. Just because I was a fucking weird kid, and I talked to my uncle. It's weird. Don't anymore, but that's just how things go, I guess. So yeah, I remember telling him, like, a couple of games I wanted. One of them was, oh shit. Oh yeah, Jericho. I wanted Jericho, like the Clive Barker game, but not that it's bad, but he got me Clive Barker's Undying, and he put it on my mom's computer, and well, my mom's computer ran like shit back then, so yeah, that didn't work very well. And then I wanted because I saw like videos of like Painkiller Overdose, and I thought it was like a pretty damn cool looking game. I do have it nowadays. No, wait, no, I don't. No, I think my cousin has Overdose on Steam. That could be it. Either way, which I can't really play them anymore because, well, accounts and shit all fucked up. Family shares all fucked up. You know how it goes. I think this is Life of the Gods, right? No. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, be careful when you come out here because there's another gargoyle right behind you. But anyway, I remember, like, wanting Overdose, and I told him, like, oh, Overdose looks so cool. You ever played Painkiller? And he's like, mm. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, next thing I know is he buys me a copy of Painkiller Black for PC, which at the time, my PC couldn't run it because, I mean, I think I was running it on a laptop and it freaking sucked. But I did play it. I mean, I appreciated, you know, the gesture, of course. Like, I'm not an asshole. I still have the game. And not like I played all the time, but I played it. But I'm just... after I played Black, I realized that... After I played a Painkiller, I realized that I'm not a big fan of the Painkiller games. I mean, to be fair, he bought it for like $7. I don't think it's gonna... You know, it hurts him that much, but still. It was nice of him to do that, though. Very nice. It's just one of those things that I just find random, like... You know, no one ever really does that. No one ever really just buys me random shit just because. You know, it's usually the other way around. Like, I'll just say, fuck it, here, have Elden Ring. You know? Okay, so this is the main boss fight of this. There is going to be another boss after this, so be careful. So, basically, the trick with this asshole is every time he does that tornado attack, just dodge left or right. Wait for him to start coming toward you, and then there you go. Block his attacks, keep dodging, get behind him, and then do the triangle combo, and it works like a charm. So he does have a couple of moves that do actually throw you. He doesn't do it very often, at least in his first beginning outing of these fights. But like, there's one right there. I think that was a grab. I got really lucky though. So he does these dash things like that, and one of them actually is a grab. But try blocking. You know, if you get grabbed, I'm sorry, but for the most part, just try blocking, and then as soon as he hits you, just dodge out of the way. As soon as he hits your block. But always keep your block up with this guy, and then every time that you get a chance to go behind him, hit him. So, whenever he's launching his... I'm just going to call it Nimpo. Whenever he's launching those electrical ball Nimpo things, just whip out your Nimpo. So that way you can just, you know, avoid getting hit. And typically, you can actually hit him with your Nimpo after. But the thing with him, though, is every time that you use Nimpo, he'll actually start using his tornado attack. So he can deflect it. He doesn't get hit while he's inside of it. But here's the fun part. The tornado attack leaves him open after he does it. Like, after you dodge the tornado attack, it leaves him open to, like, some pretty good attacks. So you can actually, you know, kind of, like, convince him to go into the tornado attack, dodge the tornado attack, and then after that, you just hit him with a couple triangle attacks and, you know, just keep wailing on him. So just... Again, it's pattern recognition, it's boss pattern recognition, you'll get it eventually. But, you know, if you follow my visual guide to a T, that should potentially help. Basically, just, in terms of overall advice, you know, just stay behind him. So, now we're fighting the Statue of Liberty, and it's essentially kind of like the same fight with the original statue that was from, you know, God of War 2, Chapter 1. So, actually, I don't remember which one came out first. Oh, fuck. You know what? Wait, no, because, like, yeah, because God of War 2 came out first. It was on PS2. And Ninja Gaiden 2 came out on Xbox 360. So I'm pretty sure that came out. But yeah, after a while, eventually, you know, Statue of Liberty is going to start sending out these electrical balls when she attacks. So she's just a big, giant monster fight. It's nothing particularly too bad, really. Because all you need to do is just do the same thing, where you just kind of, like, jump over and then hit her in the hands. But after a while, you stop being able to, you know, to hit her in the hands. You can't take damage anymore, so you have to start shooting her in the neck. And, you know, once you see it glowing, that's a good sign to start shooting it down. But here we go. I think this is... Yeah, that's it. Okay. So you get the free triangle off, and that's pretty much the end of this chapter. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. So, take care, everybody.